So, as with all used cars, the Mini is not without its problems. But today, we're going to tackle the boot latch, which is probably the easiest issue to resolve. This is a very common problem on the R56 Mini. I've seen loads of videos on this online. We're going to try and keep this one short and sweet, just get to the bottom of the problem. So, as of right now, this doesn't actually do anything at all. So, if you have a look under here, you can sort of see the button is all corroded, like all the plastics, all the rubber's kind of split down there. And that's quite a common thing on these R56 Minis. And the inside the circuit in here, there is a small micro switch which can come kind of unsoldered to the board. And you suppose you could go in there and replace that, but it's a bit of a faff, and this is going to get water in there anyway, so that probably doesn't help at all. So we're just going to replace this whole unit here, because at the moment this doesn't actually do anything. So it's quite a simple thing to do. We just need to take, it's 4 T20 screws along here. Just going to take those out, and then it's all on one electrical connector. So just to confirm that it is the button and not the latch itself, we can pop the boot. So we'll do it on the key. There we go, and the boot is open. The other concern is this in here. The latch can stick a little bit, so this might need some lithium grease just to get that going again, and we can test that by just jamming a screwdriver in there, so that's not too big of a deal. And there's just some clips along here, clips that run along the inside of this trim to take this off, and we can take a look at the mechanism. But when you close the boot, sometimes it doesn't want to go, so that indicates that potentially this is sticking as well, so we can take a look at that. But first of all, let's tackle the actual boot release itself by removing those torque screws. So there we have it, just the 4 torque screws, and it comes off. You've got one electrical connector, and this electrical connector controls both the lights and the boot release switch. So we'll get that out. So it's actually just this bit that comes out. Oh, there you go.
That's easier then.
So I mean, you can see the wiring harness is a little bit broken anyway. But in there is probably where the problem is on the circuit board, where the button actually connects up. You can see the state of the button there. Obviously there's probably been water ingress in there over time. I mean, I can just literally gouge bits of this rubber out with my finger, so you can tell what sort of condition that's in. As for this connector here, so on the left you've got your ground, the middle is your 12 volt live for the number plate lights, and the right hand side is the boot release. So if you're worried that it might be this wiring and you need to check, you can just bridge those two end bits and it should pop the latch as well. So in here we do have a new unit from BMW Mini. You can see this is in lovely condition, completely new rubber, which you can feel the button press. You can feel the way that presses in and releases. So that's nice and positive. The action there is pre-done in black, which is nice because the other one was just sprayed. And it's got, of course, new nice clear units there. You can get these pre-owned for probably about 40 quid on eBay, but I would recommend paying the extra to get a new unit just because of that rubber, the condition of that. And obviously if you buy a pre-owned one, you don't know what condition that's going to be in. So I would recommend, you can even see this has been labelled up here, and it's a 21 manufactured part. So I'd recommend paying the extra, and you're probably looking at around £65–70 for a new unit. So what I'll do is I'll get the actual new unit on the car first. Thankfully you can see this is actually, although it does move, it's intact, unlike the other one. So it is literally just a case of popping this connector in. Like so. And then in theory, this button should, there we go. When I press the button, you can hear the action of the latch. So now, we just line it up and get it screwed on. So there you go, you can see the new one screwed in. You can see that it's in much better condition in terms of the rubber. And this one's already pre-painted matte black, which is nice, because the old one, you can see, was done in this sort of Halfords black, and paint was chipping off the chrome, so it wasn't probably primed properly when it was done. So we're just going to simulate what this latch does in here by shutting this. I can feel there's some resistance. So looking in here, it is definitely a bit gunged up, and you can see some plastic residue where it's all kind of come out there, but just kind of manipulating it with the screwdriver kind of got it to unstick a little bit. Now in an ideal world, there we go, and that's how it latches up. So now when we press the button, that's what it should do. So in an ideal world, what we need to do is just unclip this bit of plastic here, get inside the mechanism, because this mechanism does open up nice and easy, and you can just grease up those components. It just feels as though it's just sticking a little bit. It just needs a bit of lithium grease in there to get it going. You can also buy these as replacement units on eBay for about 20 quid. So if you do want to just replace it out, you can do, but just give it a go, just manipulating it, just seeing if there's any tension there, because having done that now, it does seem to latch down. So let's give her a go again. That's it, it's latched. And now with the new button, yeah, as for this one, that's seen better days. If yours looks like that, I wouldn't bother trying to repair it, because you're just going to get water and all sorts of other horrible bits in there. So the new unit does actually come with standard halogen number plate lights, which is good, and obviously you've got your new covers with the foam surrounds. The old ones were looking pretty crusty. We've got some sort of generic LEDs in here, but as I said, the Mini doesn't really like these LEDs. I think I'd probably have to get some slightly better canvas, error-free ones. I mean, I'm sure the perish nature of this doesn't help either, but yeah, we're going to stick with the normal ones for now. It doesn't look quite as nice as the cool white of the LEDs, but it's going to probably get rid of all of the flickering and the warning lights that we've got going on for these LEDs. Maybe get some more expensive ones in the future. But there we go, that's all for now. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.